isn't it just like fundamentally human, this kind of search for direction?
Oh,
We're
absolutely.
all sort of swimming in this ocean of information, right? And you often just wish for a map or maybe a guide, someone to help sort it all out.
Totally. It's like we know we're capable, but, well, there's just so much value in learning from someone who's maybe walked that path before, like baking a complex cake,
Right.
having a chef show you the little tricks. It changes everything.
Exactly. And when we're talking about that inner journey, self-discovery and all that, well, these guides, spiritual mentors, they pop up.
Mm-hmm.
They offer these really different ways to explore our inner landscape. And today, yeah, we're diving into experiences with three really, really fascinating ones: Maharaj Ji, Mafu, and Zoran, based on some pretty amazing accounts.
Yeah, and the goal here, I think, for this deep dive is to really get to the heart of what each one offered. What was their unique angle?
Okay.
What principles did they shine a light on? And crucially, what can you, listening, maybe take away from all this for your own path?
Okay, so let's start with Maharaj Ji. The story begins in India, and the really striking thing is the age, right? Only 13.
Yeah, 13.
But the impression wasn't of a kid. It was uh, deep wisdom, apparently, and just full of laughter, a real bright spark.
And what's so interesting there is how the relationship felt. Not like some, stern guru figure.
Right.
It was described as being like a teacher and a best friend, which suggests, well, a kind of guidance built on real connection, maybe even joy.
Yeah, like growth doesn't have to be all serious business.
Exactly. And his mission, it sounds like, was huge, guiding millions in meditation, traveling the world.
But here's the twist, the really unconventional part.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't living like a hermit. He was married, had a family, was, involved in the world, even financially successful,
Right.
all while being deeply spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of shatters that stereotype, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. And the core takeaway from Maharaj Ji, it seems to boil down to something incredibly empowering.
Which is,
That your happiness, your reality, well, you actually create it. You've got a hand in it. It's about taking ownership.
yes, that personal responsibility idea.
Yeah.
I think the quote was something like, "No one else will live it for you."
That's it.
It's just so direct, a really strong reminder of our own power. And it sounds like just being around him, his talks, were enough to really shift things for people.
Set them on a path, yeah. Rooted in that joy and self-creation.
Okay, so now shifting to Mafu. This is quite different.
Very different.
This wisdom is channeled, right, through someone called Amaji, described as an American saint and ordained Swami.
Straight away, it just shows you, doesn't it? Wisdom can come through all sorts of channels, literally in this case, not just one way to the truth.
Right, so Maharaj Ji was this very present human person.
Mm-hmm.
Mafu is, well, different. And the early teachings, these guided meditations full of imagery.
Yeah, really rich stuff, and apparently drawing on ancient wisdom from, like, all over the globe,
Yep.
and even beyond.
Beyond, wow.
That's what the account suggests. It hints at maybe accessing some kind of universal knowledge base, something not limited by our usual understanding.
And Mafu's core message.
Seems to be all about the power of our minds, our thoughts, that we're basically in the driver's seat of our own development through how we think.
A mental universe, almost.
Kind of, yeah. That consciousness is key in shaping experience.
But interestingly, even though it was channeled, the feeling described was still really personal. Like being with a best friend again, treated as an equal.
Mm-hmm.
And Mafu's goal was apparently helping people discover the way to come home. Plus, humor, emotion, a connection to God through prayer. It sounds quite well-rounded.
That personal touch, even through a channel, seems really important for making these deep ideas land,
Makes sense.
And then there was this introduction of ancient Vedic wisdom, specific meditation techniques, things apparently never shared before. That sounds pretty intentional.
Like bringing forward something specific for that time.
Perhaps. Foundational knowledge for maybe a deeper understanding.
And the experiences people had around Mafu sound intense. Past life visions, things like that.
Yeah.
But that Arizona encounter, that's the one that really jumps out.
Oh, right. The question about lips.
Yes. Leading to this bombshell revelation about being an unlimited being for, 35,000 years?
Mm-hmm. With the same body, same chemistry as in ancient Egypt.
I mean,
Yeah.
that just completely bends your idea of time and who we are.
It really does. It pushes you to think, well, maybe consciousness isn't just locked into one life, one linear timeline.
Like a continuous thread.
Maybe. Weaving through different times, different experiences, it definitely fits with those bigger, more expansive ideas about what consciousness could be.
And then the idea of Mafu being this enlightened lord from Christ's time on Mount Vesuvius,
Yeah.
now working to shift humanity's consciousness. It's a
Uh,
huge vision, very interconnected.
And that quote really sums it up. We're only strong as the weakest link. It
Mhm.
totally reframes growth. It's not just about me, it's about us. Our evolution is tied together.
That's powerful. And there was also this mention of knowing about Mafu before the channeling even started.
Right. And people having similar mirrored experiences even when physically far apart.
What does that suggest?
Well, it hints at maybe some kind of deeper connection, doesn't it? Consciousness linking up in ways we don't maybe understand. Non-local, perhaps?
Now, okay, the channeling aspect, some people are definitely going to be skeptical.
Sure, that's natural.
But the point made in the source is interesting. Okay, maybe it's the subconscious, maybe it's something else.
Mm-hmm.
But look at the depth of the information, the
Mm.
impact it had. You can't just dismiss that easily.
Right. And apparently there were actual physical changes in emoji when channeling. That suggests it might be, well, more complex than just making things up or personal projection. It touches on that whole oracle tradition, maybe.
It definitely raises big questions about consciousness, where wisdom comes from.
Absolutely. And maybe in the end, the value is in the insight itself, right? Does it help? Does it lead to positive change? The origin becomes less important than the outcome, perhaps.
Okay, so guide number 3, Zoran, channeled by someone called Makara. And again, a totally different vibe.
Yeah, this one sounds like fun. The whole approach is centered on play, on laughter.
Joy as a path to enlightenment.
Seems like it. It really challenges that idea that spirituality has to be all serious and solemn.
Like maybe being light and joyful actually opens you up more.
That seems to be the idea. And focusing on the child's aspect, that reminds us there's a kind of purity, maybe, or wisdom we have when we're not all weighed down.
And the meditation experiences, feeling the body dissolve into light.
Wow.
That connects to physics almost, doesn't it? Matter as energy or conditioned light.
It sounds like a direct felt experience of that underlying energetic reality, that everything's connected at that level.
And there was a trip to Mexico, teaching alongside Mafu, reinforcing that idea of being your own master.
Another thread of personal empowerment showing up.
So Zoran's whole philosophy, enlightenment through ecstasy, meditation is joyful, life not a struggle.
Yeah, embracing life's rhythm. It's a very uplifting take on it all.
And then there's this really intriguing personal layer,
Oh, yeah.
this memory or feeling of Zoran being a teacher from the past on another planet. Nucleus.
Whoa, okay.
Learning about energy secrets there, and even getting a tour of Zoran's ship. I mean, that really pushes the boundaries of well-known reality.
It certainly hints at much wider possibilities, unseen dimensions, maybe connections we can't easily grasp.
So if you put all three together, Maharaj Ji, Mafu, Zoran, it's like this amazing symphony of guidance, isn't it?
It really is. You've got Maharaj Ji emphasizing joy, creating your own reality.
Then meditation comes through all of them, but in different ways.
Exactly. And Mafu and Zoram both hitting on the power of thought, the mind.
And Zoran really bringing in that ecstatic joy, embracing life fully.
And the result seems to be, well, practical tools, things you can actually use day to day.
Yeah, it's not just abstract philosophy.
Yeah.
And underpinning it all is this, like mutual respect.
Mm-hmm.
The mentors respecting the individual's own potential.
Recognizing that the answers ultimately are found within. It's not about dependency.
Right. And it's an ongoing thing, isn't it? Not like you arrive somewhere.
Yeah.
It's about constantly learning, integrating these different insights, honoring all the teachers along the way.
Whatever form they take. And that Mafu quote keeps echoing.
We are only strong as the weakest link.
Yeah. That reminder that our growth isn't just personal, it's collective. It affects the whole.
So it comes back to that idea of a cosmic symphony. And these encounters suggest that you, the listener, you're not just listening to the symphony.
You're part of it. An essential instrument in this ecstatic creation, as the source puts it.
That's beautiful. And Zoran had that lovely quote too, didn't he? About truth's messengers.
Oh, yeah. The universe sends its whispers through many mouths. From the sage on the mountain to the laughter of a child, listen to them all, for truth wears many faces.
Just be open, basically. Wisdom can show up anywhere.
Exactly.
So, okay, for this Deep Dives Dragon Trial, that question for you listening. Think about a teacher or a mentor in your own life. And this can be anyone. Really, for formal teachers, sure. But maybe a friend, family member, a coach, even an author whose book just, like, changed everything.
Yeah, broaden the definition. Who offered guidance?
Right. And what was that specific insight, that one tool or a piece of advice or perspective shift they gave you that really stuck, that fundamentally shifted things for you?
And think too about how they guided you. What was it about their particular style, their unique way, that clicked with you?
And then maybe just take another moment. See if you can connect that specific insight, that one thing, to these bigger themes we've touched on today.
Like interconnectedness, or life's natural rhythm, or maybe the sheer power of your own mind, your consciousness.
Is there a link there? It's just a way to see how these universal ideas might already be playing out in your own experience.
It's a great reminder, isn't it? Guidance really is everywhere, often where we least expect it.
Absolutely. And that potential for learning, for growth,
Right.
is always there. Just got to keep our ears and hearts open to those whispers.